some of the stocks we are tracking this morning.
Yes, Shweta. So one of the stock of the day perhaps was Tata Steel. Now Tata Steel and the UK government have entered into one of the biggest deals in UK of the steel in the steel industry. Now Tata Steel and the UK government have announced an agreement to invest about $1.25 billion in the Port Talbot site, which will also include a grant of about 500 million pounds from the UK government. Now the project would bolster UK's steel security, and it will be the first major step towards a decarbonization of the UK steel industry. Shweta.
All right, big news there coming in for Tata Steel, one of the largest investments that UK government will also make in Tata Steel perhaps?
Yes, so 500 million or something they'll get for investment from the UK government. Also, if you see at the stock, how the stock has been performing, it was up about 1% in the morning trade. So the returns have moderated slightly. It opened at about 135 levels, which is also the 52-week high for the stock. In the last 1 month or so, Shweta, the stock has gained about 15%. In the last 6 months, it is up about 24.6%. So, Mohit, what's your outlook on the Tata Steel stock?
The Tata Steel stock and perhaps the metal and steel pack,
which also has been rallying
for a while. Absolutely. Mohit?
Look, Shweta and Suyash, honestly, we're not too much into these kind of metal stocks because these are fairly cyclical, and the demand and outlook of all these metals is very difficult to track, and what factors drive them is also very difficult to track. But specifically on Tata Steel, honestly, I think the UK subsidiary of Tata Steel contributes almost around 14 to 15% on the overall revenue. So it's a fairly large piece for them, and they have been struggling on that piece. I don't recall Tata Steel's reporting a PAT except for 2 years in FY18 and FY22, my sense is, but they've always been a loss-making for as long as my memory jogs back, they've been a loss-making entity, right? So they have their own struggles. I think in this particular case, it's a win-win for both the UK government and the company itself. UK government is kind of giving subsidies of almost 5 billion pounds, right? So which is a 5 million pounds, sorry, which is a huge amount, and 1.5 billion is what Tata Steel will be pumping in. It also is, I think, making them energy efficient in a long way, and it's kind of neutralizing the carbon print or something. So it's a fairly good one. But I think the biggest boost for the UK government out there is that they're saving almost 5,000 jobs. Had this subsidiary being shut down, they would have lost almost 8,000 jobs, and I think 3,000 will still be cut off. But the biggest thing to be seen in this entire deal is how does the company negotiate with the trade unions? To be very honest, that's the most opaque piece right now, and which is yet to be sorted out. Rest everything else is fine, but the terms of the deal and the terms with the trade union will have to be closely monitored, and which will have a significant impact on how the company gets back to profitability out there. So they are in the management commentary, I think they are hoping that they will have almost like 150 to 200 pounds of profit per ton of steel production, which is a fairly high number, and which puts them in the top quartile of profitability amongst the steel companies. But again, the execution and the negotiation with the trade union and all those things will have to be monitored fairly closely. The stock is already trading at almost a 52-week high. My sense is for people with very high risk appetite and someone who understands the nitty-gritties of the steel industries and the cyclicality of the metals and thereof can perhaps take a dab, but otherwise we'll stay away from these sectors.
All right, so that's the view on Tata Steel.